Okay, this is about Jerusalem artichokes. I've been growing them for on and off for about 40 years. Some I've had gaps in that. I haven't grown them all the time consistently. But in the last 4 years, 5 years, I've only been growing them fairly consistently. Actually, from around about 2000, the year 2000, I've actually been growing them a few. In the last 3-4 years, I've grown a bit more and got some different varieties as well. We have a few pictures here. What we've got is the first picture is planting Jerusalem artichokes with a mattock. It's like a sort of pickaxe with a flat end on it and a sharp end. It's generally for grubbing out tree roots and things, but it's pretty handy for planting in heavy soil. So you plant them about 4 to 6 inches down. So I usually just dig a hole about 1 foot apart. You can plant them like in rows 2 foot apart, or just plant them. I just plant them one foot apart by 1 foot, generally 1 foot either way. And next picture is some Jerusalem artichokes growing. We have a few pictures. One is where they're just popping up about a foot from the ground, and then we have some other picture where they're about 3 foot high, and another one where they're about 8 foot high. So they actually grow really tall. We got pictures of harvesting them, digging them up. We got pictures of once they're dug up. Now there's different shapes and colours of Jerusalem artichokes. The ones I've found in England either tend to be the long type, long and narrow, or the bumpy, more bulbous type. And they can be, you can actually buy selective, if you select your Jerusalem artichokes for roundness or smoothness without so many bumps, and plant those over a period of years, you'll get a more smoother harvest rather than the bumpy ones. But if you just plant odd bits and pieces, whatever you've got left over, then you're going to get some more random shapes. They're an item which grows very easily wild. You can more or less just throw them out on the ground and they'll grow. You can leave them in the ground. You don't have to dig them up every year if you don't want to, and you don't have to dig them up in the winter. You could just leave them in the ground, dig them up as you need them. So until you've got them from about October, November till about March before they start regrowing again. They'll tolerate climates such as like Canada, freezing cold, and they can be frosted. Doesn't make any difference to them. They're fine. So they're very good vegetable for self-sufficiency, because they're guaranteed to be there, and it's a guaranteed crop. There's not much that really affects them. They grow tall, so they blank out a lot of weeds as well. There's not too many problems with weeds with them. But I find them a very useful vegetable because they're so easy to grow. It's a very useful plant, and doesn't require a lot of effort to grow them. I was a little bit concerned about the fact that they produce a lot of gas in the system, in the body. But having done some research on that, I've found out now that Jerusalem artichokes have a high content of inulin, and it can't be broken down by the human digestive system very easily, but is metabolized by a bacteria in the colon, and this can cause gas. But the inulin contributes to a really healthy intestinal flora. In the end, it cleans out the bad bacteria and fungal spores in the stomach and the colon and the pipe system down there. What we understand is that by actually eating these on a more regular basis, your body bacteria gets adjusted to a more healthy intestinal flora, and you don't have the problem with the gas anymore. So it's just a matter of keep on eating them, really. So they're very good for diabetics, apparently. Generally, carbohydrates makes the blood sugar level rise, but the non-degradable inulin does not rise the blood sugar level, so they're good for diabetics. As they high temperatures have a positive effect on reducing the gas. So I usually bake them in the oven. They seem to taste better as well, rather than just boiled.